Welcome back to Markets at Noon right here on ET Now, and let's put the spotlight on the steel and the metal sector overall, because it's US President Donald Trump that has now signed the order to hike the steel and aluminium tariffs to 50%, and the hike will be effective from today itself. So let's go across to Ashesha, who is joining us with more details on the news flow and help us understand what does it really mean for the sector. Ashesha.
Well, yes, US President Donald Trump has signed the executive order to increase tariffs on import of steel and aluminium to 50% now from 25% earlier. This will come into effect today on the 4th of June. Remember, it was just in the month of February when Donald Trump had increased tariffs from 10 to 25%, and now it has been doubled from 25% to 50% now. Now they say increased tariffs will reduce or eliminate the national security threat posed by imports of steel and aluminium articles and their derivative products, and this is largely to protect Americans' domestic steel and aluminium industry. Now if we look at the total demand supply dynamics and the impact it will have on global steel and aluminium market, Morgan Stanley says UK imports about 17% of its steel requirements. Canada, Brazil, Mexico and South Korea are the major countries which export steel to the United States. As far as aluminium is concerned, Canada contributes nearly 79% imports of aluminium into US, and as far as impact on US is concerned, remember, construction industry is likely to be negatively impacted on account of surge in prices that is expected to happen on account of imposition of tariffs. Now back home, as far as impact on India is concerned, remember, we are not likely to be impacted majorly, and this because we do export to the United States both steel and aluminium, but the quantum is limited, but the supply of steel and aluminium in global market is likely to increase. Remember, US will practically be locked for any other steel and aluminium that is being exported by any other country, which means supply is likely to increase. This could put pressure on steel and aluminium prices in the domestic market back home. So yes, we could see some kind of negative impact in terms of prices, but for now, big announcement coming in for the entire steel and aluminium ecosystem globally.
All right, Ashesha, thank you so much for joining in and weighing in on the Trump tariff increase on the steel and aluminium industry. But
if you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.